Video walkthrough on Heartland Prowler. We'll start in the back. You are pre-wired for a backup camera. There isn't one in it, but you are pre-wired for one. So if you want one, just make sure you let somebody know. Try to get one installed if you want one. And it does use power off those marker lights up there, so the running lights on your tow vehicle need to be on for your camera to work. Bubble caps back here, these things come off. That's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. If you want to come with a sewer hose, that's going to have to be a separate purchase. All four corners, you have these stabilizer jacks. There's a crank for those. Or you can use a 3/4 inch socket with an adapter and run them with a drill. Just make sure you lubricate them quite often, if you especially going to use a drill on them, because they're going faster than they normally would. So lubricate all the moving parts. There's a threaded rod in there. Lubricate that. City water, oh not city water, sewer dump area, sewer connections. One on your right. One on your right is your gray tank, and the one on your left is your black tank, I believe. Since this is used, some of them stickers are kind of fading away. I always recommend make sure those valves are all the way closed before you take the cap off. And then I do my black tank first, let that get all the way dumped, and then I dump the gray tank, and that gray water will flush the hose out when you pick it up to move it. It won't have black tank water in it, it'll have the gray tank water in it. Cable inlet, so if you're going somewhere that provides cable, you can hook it in through here. If you want to show a cord, this is goes out about this far, and you can see how long it is. You could also do this. Makes it look a little bit neater. Fridge vent, this is just for airflow for the back of your fridge, for the cooling unit. Just keep it clean in here. Every once in a while, take this panel completely off and clean back there. Water heater. Super simple to use. The only thing you folks will have to do is put your plug in when you're ready. 15/16 is the socket size. I use a 15/16 socket with an extension and a ratcheting wrench. And then I thread this in by hand, get it started by hand, and then run it the rest of the way with my wrench. Don't over tighten it because it is plastic. Once the plug's in there, as soon as you hook up water, whether it be your city or from your pump via your fresh tank, it's going to automatically start filling, and then you'll be able to turn it on. Now, I definitely recommend, draining it after every trip. So to drain it, before you pull your plug out, shut off all sources of water, open up this pressure relief, water will squirt out around here. That's fine. Once it stops, snap it closed. Then you can take that plug out. If you neglect to do this first, you're going to get a bath, because all that pressure that should have come out of here is now going to come out of there, and you're going to get wet. Other than that, I recommend cleaning here and in here quite often. Freshwater fill, this is where you fill your onboard fresh tank. Just rest your hose in there, don't jam it in there, and then watch its progress on the monitoring panel. Not if you hear water squirting out. And then to drain it, that silver valve on the blue line, that's your drain for your fresh tank. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want it sitting half full of water. And here is your city water. This is where you're going to hook your hose up to. You won't need to run your pump off of city water. Just you'll be able to run off of city water pressure. Then here, if you're going to use your fan on your range hood, make sure you open this up so it actually has somewhere to vent it out to. When you travel and overnight, I recommend closing it. Traveling so you don't hear it rattling around, and then overnight so you don't have insects make their way up in there. Pass-through storage, there's that crank over there for your stabilizer jacks. Sticker, got a lot of good information. Sorry. VIN and model and whatnot. Gross vehicle weight rating. That's how much the trailer will weigh at max carrying capacity. Max occupancy at the max. This is the most that trailer will ever weigh. That's not the dry weight of the trailer. When you have cargo carrying capacity, weight with freshwater full and whatnot. And then, right here, that's the number, your most important number of all, is 65 psi. I recommend before each trip, filling your tires and checking your tires, making sure they're at 65 psi. Right up here, we got in there is a Group 24 RV marine grade battery. Definitely recommend taking this battery out in the winter. Stop storing it in a shed, garage, basement, anywhere warmer than just being sat outside all year round. And if it's going to be a long time between trips, I recommend disconnecting the negative lead. That's the white one off your battery. That's going to keep anything from using your battery if you're lessening on unintentionally, or if there's something you're draining it. Dual 20-pound cylinders. They are filled, so you don't have to worry about getting them filled. Just make sure they're off for you folks, though. Yep. But here you got your changeover regulator, so it's pointing to this tank. It's going to pull from this tank first. Usually these are automatic changeovers, so if you had this one on and this one were to get depleted, a little diaphragm in here will open up and it'll switch to automatically pulling from this tank. However, this little black thing doesn't indicate it's switched which tank it's pulling from, so keep that in the back of your mind. You could be halfway through this one and you still think you're running off of this one. And then some people put them up and down like this, thinking it's going to pull from both tanks equally. That's not how it works. It's one or the other. And you got your 7-way right here. This will get hooked to the back of your truck. That'll allow the marker lights. Sorry, we were interrupted. Chains, when you hook up to your truck, you want to cross them. It'll create a cradle for it to catch it. Then you have a breakaway right here. This will get hooked to your truck. If for any reason your hitch were to come undone or whatnot, it'll pull the pin out of here, activate the brakes on your trailer. Here's the other side of that storage compartment with that tank. Moving along, exhaust for your furnace. You just want to keep that clean. They do make screens for these. They don't recommend you run your furnace with the screen on. Just keep it clean in here. Outdoor power, it's GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit. If one's going to trip, they're all tripped. I'll show you inside how to reset it. And then more storage here, plenty of big storage space. Your awnings here, they are adjustable. You see it right here. Grab here, pull it down. You can have water pitch off to the corner rather than all the way along the edge. So if it's raining, it's going to kind of puddle up here rather than all the way there. Your awning does not stop automatically when you open it. You have to visually look when you see it like that. That is all the way open. Excuse me. And if you have it out and it's starting to get really windy, really rainy, roll the dang thing back in. You don't want the wind to rip the fabric or bend an arm or whatnot. And if you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, roll it back out to let it dry. You have some switches right here. This one will do those lights that are on the awning. You can see them on the edge. The one next to that does your interior lights, and this one right here does, let's see if those speaker lights. So that's all your controls right here. Both sides of the bed got regular outlets and a clicking light above the bed. Right over here, carbon monoxide alarm. Those is standard 9-volt batteries, so if those start getting you low voltage chirps, it's time to replace the battery. Microwave works just like a standard household microwave, only going to work when you're plugged in. Light and fan. If you're going to run that fan, like I said, make sure you have that, that flap on the outside open. Cooktop, very simple. Fold up and over. Turn this to light. Twist your sparker. Oh, all the gas is off, so that just bled the gas out of lines. And then burners light right up. To light your oven's a little bit different. You turn this to the pilot, push and hold. As you're pushing and holding it on pilot, you're looking down in here, and there's a little pilot back there. You try to get that pilot to get lit. Use a barbecue lighter, a match, whatever you have to get the pilot lit. Once it's lit, you can then turn it on to your set temperature. And then you'll be able to turn it, adjust it from there. If you're going to cook again in a few hours, you know you're going to have to use your oven again. If you turn it off, but turn it to pilot, it shuts the burners off, but leaves the pilot on, so you don't have to relight the pilot. Definitely recommend turning it completely off before you go to bed or before you leave your camper for any reason, because you just don't want to leave a lit pilot unattended. Your fridge is super simple. You have on or off, auto or gas. Definitely recommend just leaving on auto. Auto is going to default to 110, so if it's plugged in, that's what it wants to use. If the campground were to lose power, you were to get it unplugged, this is going to automatically switch to running off of propane for you. Unlike your fridge at home, these work a little differently. These do take about 8 to 10 hours to get to their operating temperature, so keep that in mind. Then your AC up here says optional heat, doesn't have heat, so this doesn't mean heat, this just means it's the warmest the AC will get. Black is your fan, blue is your AC portion of it, and this just changes your temperature right there. Furnace thermostat, it's very simple as well. Just click this over to, like that, and then this is your temperature adjuster right there. And then click this back over to off. Radio is super simple. Yep, you got power right here. You can also tap it to go through mode. You have Bluetooth, auxiliary, and whatnot. Zones. Hit zone 1 turns the inside speakers off. Just the outdoor ones. Hit zone 2 turns the outdoor ones off. Hit zone 1 again. Now you just have the indoor ones off. On. So if someone's outside, want to listen to music, get people in here sleeping and whatnot, you can turn the inside ones off, or vice versa. If it's late at night, you don't want to bother the neighbors. Scan through your channels, select your band, and then these right down here are presets. Auxiliary, so you can plug your phone in auxiliary, and then this is just for charging your phone. There you go. If you tap it, like I said, it goes through your modes. Tap and hold, turns it off. USB ports there. Spots for your TV, because this is a DVD player, standard definition, as you can see. So if you wanted to mount a TV in here, you can play a DVD through here. Then if you have your TV hooked up, if you're using the cable, make sure this is off. If you're using antenna, make sure that it's on. The table right here turns into a bed. All I gotta do is lift it up, pop them legs out, set the table down on these little shelves right here. Then organize your back cushions to lay on the table to create a platform to sleep on. Bunk, super simple. You got a light switch here for a light back in there. This one's got a light back in that corner over there. No switch for it, unfortunately. Then right over here, breaker box. All your breakers for your 120 volt appliances. All your fuses for your 12 volt appliances. Definitely recommend just carrying some spare fuses with you, just in case something were to happen. Then you come into the bathroom. Light switches are just on the light itself. Oh, I was wrong. Over here. The one on the left is for the fan, one on the right is for the lights in here. So here you got your monitoring panel, so you can read how charged your battery is. It's always going to read full when you're plugged in. Then you have fresh, black, and gray. Turn on and off your water pump from here. Then you have your water heater on gas, water heater on electric. You can run them both at once, gas and electric. If you are going to run electric, make sure there's water in it. And then this is your resettable GFCI. This is the one you're going to hit reset on if any of your GFCI outlets were to trip. Then you have shower here. If somebody just turn on the knobs, pull this up, diverts it out your shower head to take a shower. And the toilet is just as simple as the pedal over here. As long as you're pushing it down, it's just going to keep flushing. And that's pretty much it for the bathroom. That's pretty much it for the whole camper. Just a few more things. Smoke alarm over there. Like I might have mentioned it before, it uses 9-volt batteries. If that were supposed to start getting the low voltage chirps, throw a new 9-volt battery in there. Got your antenna. This is just so you can rotate it, tune in a better channel. And right down here, propane gas alarm. That'll alarm if there's a propane leak. That's hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there's no batteries with that. You have to worry about changing. Carbon monoxide alarm, same thing, 9-volt battery. Then you do have a fire extinguisher over there. Alright, well, that concludes your video tour of your used Heartland Prowler. Hope you guys found the video informative. I hope you guys enjoy using this trailer. I really like it. I like these bunkhouse setups. You sleep a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy using this trailer, and goodbye.